Have you ever started your day with a warm bowl of oatmeal, feeling like you were making the absolute healthiest choice for your heart and your body? It's what we've been told for generations, a comforting ritual that feels so right. But what if I told you that for those of us over 60, that sensible, well-meaning breakfast might actually be the very thing that's quietly making our legs weaker and our balance a little unsteadier? What if that healthy choice was secretly fueling the one thing we all fear? Losing our strength and our independence. As a doctor who has worked with folks in their golden years for over 3 decades, I can tell you this. The rules of breakfast change dramatically after 60. And oatmeal, as we know it, is breaking the most important rule of all. I'm not talking about theory from a textbook. I'm talking about reality. I'll never forget a patient of mine. Let's call him Robert. At 72, he was living on oatmeal and toast. He told me, his voice heavy with worry, "Doc, by 10 in the morning, I feel shaky. I just don't trust my own legs to climb the stairs anymore." Robert thought he was doing everything right, but his breakfast was failing him. In this video, I'm not just going to show you why your oatmeal might be a problem. More importantly, I'm going to give you a simple, powerful, and affordable breakfast blueprint that can help you rebuild muscle, feel steadier on your feet, and reclaim your energy. Everything I'm sharing today is based on modern science and what I've seen work time and time again for hundreds of my patients. And please, be sure to stick with me until the very end, because I'll also share a simple trick for those of you who absolutely love your oatmeal. It's a small change that can turn it from a muscle wrecker into a muscle builder. Before we dive in, I truly want to know how many of you have felt this. If that feeling of being a little less steady or a little more tired in the morning feels familiar, please comment a simple yes below. It shows me you understand, and it shows others in our community that they are not alone. Okay, let's get started. Alright, let's start by talking about the elephant in the room. The big one. Why isn't that warm, comforting bowl of oatmeal the hero we all thought it was, especially for those of us over the age of 60? It's a fair question. It feels healthy, it's recommended by so many. But the truth is, it's a bit of a healthy imposter. Now, I want to be clear, it's not pure evil. It's warm, it's full of fiber, and yes, it can be good for your cholesterol. But here is the critical piece of the puzzle that often gets missed. That bowl of oatmeal is almost entirely carbohydrates. Carbohydrates give you energy, and that's a good thing. But it's a quick burst of energy, like tossing a piece of paper on a fire. It burns bright, and then it's gone. What it doesn't provide is protein. And protein, my friends, is the essential building block for your muscles. It's the bricks and mortar that your body uses to repair and rebuild. When we were in our 30s or 40s, our bodies were efficient construction sites. We could get away with a breakfast that was mostly carbs, because our muscle-building machinery was still running at peak performance. But after 60, that machinery changes. This is the core reason why the rules are different for us now. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at building muscle. It's a natural process called anabolic resistance. That's a fancy term, but all it really means is that our muscles become a bit hard of hearing. They don't respond to the signals to rebuild as easily as they used to. So, if you start your day without a significant dose of protein, you're not giving your body the materials it needs to even begin the work. Even worse, your body stays in what we call a catabolic state. Think of it as breakdown mode. To get the fuel it needs to power your morning, your body might start pulling amino acids directly from your own muscle tissue. You are literally breaking down your strength just to get through the morning. And this isn't just a theory. You can feel it. This breakdown mode is precisely why you might experience that dreaded mid-morning crash. It's that shaky, jittery feeling you get around 10 or 11 a.m. It's that sudden wave of fatigue, that brain fog, that feeling that your muscles just aren't as solid as they used to be. You might blame it on a poor night's sleep or just getting older, but very often, the culprit is a breakfast that sets you up for failure from the very first bite. The science on this is incredibly clear. Study after study, published in journals of gerontology and nutrition, consistently shows that seniors who consume a substantial amount of protein at breakfast, we're talking 20 to 30 grams, maintain significantly more muscle mass, more strength, and better mobility than those who don't. This brings me back to my patient, Robert. This was his exact problem. His daily bowl of oatmeal was giving him that quick burst of energy, yes. But it was providing no building blocks. His body was in that breakdown mode every single morning, and he was feeling the consequences in his legs, in his balance, and in his confidence. So, we need to flip the switch. We need to stop asking our bodies to run on an empty tank and start giving them the premium fuel they need to rebuild. We need a breakfast designed for strength. And it all starts with 3 simple, powerful ingredients that I'm about to show you. If this is already making sense to you, and you're ready to make a change, I want you to type rebuild in the comments below. Let's make that our mission for ourselves and for each other, starting today. Section 2. The Powerhouse Foundation, Eggs. Alright, so if our mission is to rebuild, what is our first step? We need to lay the foundation. You see, your muscles don't just magically repair themselves. They need a signal, a direct command to start the construction process. Think of it like a construction site that's quiet at dawn. The workers are there, the materials are on the trucks, but nothing happens until the foreman blows the whistle and shouts, "Okay, let's get to work." In our bodies, that foreman has a name. It's an amino acid called leucine, and that is precisely where eggs come in. Eggs are nature's most perfect delivery system for high-quality protein, and they are packed with leucine. When you eat eggs for breakfast, that leucine floods into your system and acts as that powerful signal. It's the whistle that tells the work crew, your sleepy muscles, to wake up and start building. It is the single most important trigger for muscle protein synthesis. Without it, the whole process just doesn't start efficiently. This is the core scientific reason why eggs are so much more powerful than a bowl of oats in the morning. Now, why is this especially critical for us after 60? Because, as I mentioned, our muscles become a bit deaf to these signals as we age. It takes a stronger, clearer signal to get their attention. The powerful dose of leucine from eggs is like turning up the volume on the foreman's bullhorn. It ensures the message gets through loud and clear. It's time to build, not break down. So, if you've been feeling unusually weak, or you feel like it takes you longer to recover from simple activities like gardening or a long walk, it might not just be age. It could be a lack of this crucial foreman signal in your diet, day after day. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. Or in this case, in the egg. Just 2 large eggs provide around 12 to 14 grams of the most bioavailable protein you can find. That means your body can absorb and use it incredibly efficiently, with very little waste. It's not just about the amount of protein, it's about the quality. And for just a few dollars a dozen, they are arguably the most affordable source of high-quality muscle medicine on the planet. I've seen this change transform so many of my patients. People who felt their strength slipping away suddenly feel more solid, more capable. A woman named Carol, a lovely grandmother of 5, once told me, "Doctor, after I switched to eggs in the morning, I could finally open that stubborn pickle jar myself again. It sounds silly, but it felt like I got a piece of myself back." It's these small victories that add up to a life of independence. So, the first pillar of your new breakfast is simple, powerful, and non-negotiable. 2 eggs. Have them scrambled, fried, poached, or hard-boiled. The method doesn't matter as much as the message you are sending to your body. You are laying the foundation for strength for the entire day. Section 3. The Sustaining Fuel, Cottage Cheese. Now, getting that initial signal to build is the first crucial step. But what happens after that? What happens at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock? The foreman has blown the whistle, the construction crew is working hard, but now they need a steady supply of bricks and mortar. We don't want them to run out of materials an hour into the job, leaving the project half-finished. This is the second mistake many people make. They get a quick hit of protein, but it doesn't last, and they find themselves running on empty by lunchtime. This is where our secret weapon comes in, a humble food that doesn't get nearly enough credit: cottage cheese. It might not be the fanciest food in the dairy aisle, but it is a true powerhouse for muscle health. The reason is that it's rich in a very different type of protein called casein. While the protein in eggs is absorbed quickly to kickstart the process, casein is what we call a slow-digesting protein. Think of it like a time-release fuel capsule for your muscles. It doesn't get used up all at once. Instead, it slowly drips a steady stream of amino acids, those crucial building blocks, into your bloodstream over several hours. This slow-release mechanism is fundamentally important for us in the morning. Remember, when you wake up, your body has been fasting for 8 or more hours. It's in a state of breakdown. The casein in cottage cheese effectively stops that breakdown process in its tracks and keeps you in an anabolic, or rebuilding, state for much, much longer. It bridges the gap between breakfast and lunch, ensuring your muscle-building crew never runs out of supplies. This is what provides that steady, solid feeling throughout your morning. It's the difference between feeling strong and stable versus feeling those familiar jitters or hunger pangs that send you reaching for a sugary snack. It also has another wonderful benefit that I know is a concern for many of us. It is incredibly gentle on the digestive system. It's easy to eat, even when your appetite might not be what it used to be. I had a patient, a gentleman named Frank, who struggled to eat a big breakfast. He found that just a half cup of cottage cheese was not only manageable but made him feel satisfied and energized in a way no other food did. It became his anchor. The science supports this wholeheartedly. The slow absorption of casein protein has been shown to promote satiety, helping you feel fuller for longer, which can also be beneficial for maintaining a healthy weight. So, the second pillar of our breakfast is the key to sustained strength. A half cup of cottage cheese. It provides the lasting fuel to keep the rebuilding process going all morning long. I know cottage cheese might sound surprising to some of you. If this is a new idea for you, comment wow below. I love seeing when we discover something new and powerful together. Section 4. The supporting system, leafy greens. We now have our foreman to give the orders and a steady supply of building materials. But what about the machinery itself? What about the cranes, the wiring, and the plumbing of the construction site? If all of that is rusty and inflamed, the work is going to be slow, painful, and inefficient. I'm talking about the hidden issues that we often just accept as part of getting older. Inflammation, muscle cramps, and that general feeling of stiffness. You can have all the protein in the world, but if your body's underlying systems aren't supported, you won't get the full benefit. This is where our third pillar comes in, a simple handful of leafy greens. Whether it's spinach, kale, Swiss chard, or even arugula, these vibrant vegetables are far more than just a bit of color on your plate. They are a potent cocktail of micronutrients that act as the support system for your entire muscular and skeletal structure. They are the maintenance crew for your body's machinery. Let's break down the science. First, they are packed with magnesium. Many adults are deficient in magnesium, and it's a critical mineral for muscle function. It helps regulate muscle contractions and can significantly reduce those painful cramps and that feeling of stiffness, especially in your legs and back. Second, they are a fantastic source of potassium. Potassium works with sodium to maintain fluid balance and is essential for ensuring your nerve signals are firing correctly and your muscles are contracting smoothly. And finally, leafy greens are loaded with antioxidants and vitamin K. These powerful compounds are your body's internal fire department, working to reduce chronic inflammation. This inflammation is the core reason behind so many of our daily aches and pains. It's the hidden enemy behind those stiff knees that protest when you stand up, that sore lower back in the morning, or those achy hip joints. By adding a handful of greens to your breakfast, you are actively fighting that inflammation from the very start of your day. This isn't just about building muscle. It's about helping that muscle move freely and without pain. Think of it as oiling all the joints and cooling down the engine of your body before you even leave the driveway. This was a game changer for so many of my patients who were focused only on protein. They would build some strength, but still complained of aches. When we added sautéed spinach or kale to their morning eggs, they were often stunned by the difference. The woman who told me about the pickle jar, Carol, she later added that her morning walk felt easier, with less creaking in her knees. The two things worked together. The protein built the muscle, and the greens helped the muscle work better. It's a synergy. So, our third pillar completes the picture. A handful of sautéed greens. It takes just 2 minutes to wilt them in a pan with a little olive oil, and in return, you get a world of difference in how you feel and move. It's the essential support system that makes the whole structure strong and resilient. Section 5. The No Boredom and Oatmeal Fix. Now, as we put these three pillars together, the eggs, the cottage cheese, and the greens, I can almost hear the thoughts running through your mind. I've been having these conversations with my patients for years, and two questions always come up. The first is, "Doctor, this sounds great, but I can't possibly eat the same thing every single day. I'd get so bored. And the second one, often said with a bit of sadness, is, "But doc, I just really, really love my oatmeal. Do I have to give it up forever?" These are completely fair and important questions. The absolute last thing I want is for your breakfast to feel like a chore or a punishment. A meal, especially the first one of the day, should be something you look forward to. If it isn't enjoyable, you simply won't stick with it, and the best plan in the world is useless if it's not sustainable. So let's tackle both of these concerns head-on, because the good news is, the solutions are simple and delicious. First, let's talk about variety. Please, do not think of this as a rigid, unchanging prescription. Think of it as a formula for success. The formula is high-quality protein plus sustaining protein and healthy fats plus nutrient-dense vegetables. Within that formula, you have so much room to play and explore. You are the chef in your own kitchen. For instance, if you get tired of plain scrambled eggs, why not toss in some sautéed mushrooms and onions for a boost of flavor and nutrients? Or maybe add a little bit of cheese and some bell peppers for a mini omelet. When it comes to cottage cheese, the possibilities are wonderful. If you're craving something a little sweeter, mix in a dash of cinnamon and a small handful of antioxidant-rich berries. If you're in a savory mood, try it with some freshly chopped chives, a little black pepper, and a few slices of tomato on the side. And for the greens, the world is your oyster. If spinach isn't your favorite, swap it out for hearty kale or peppery arugula. Leftover steamed broccoli or zucchini from last night's dinner can be chopped up and warmed right alongside your eggs. It all works. The goal is to keep the principles the same, while changing the ingredients to keep your taste buds happy. Now, for the second, more emotional question. The oatmeal. For many of us, a bowl of oatmeal is more than just food. It's comfort. It's nostalgia. It's a warm hug on a cold morning. And I would never ask you to completely give up something that brings you that kind of joy. Instead, I want you to simply upgrade it. This was the little trick I promised you at the beginning. The new rule is this: never eat your oatmeal naked again. A naked bowl of oatmeal is one that only has other carbohydrates with it, like brown sugar, maple syrup, a banana, or raisins. All that does is create a massive sugar spike waiting to happen, which sends your insulin soaring and tells your body to store fat, not build muscle. It sets you up for that energy crash and works directly against our goal. So, here's how you upgrade it. The easiest fix is to stir in a scoop of a good quality, unsweetened protein powder. It will make it creamier and instantly balance the meal. Another fantastic option, and it sounds strange, but it works, is to stir your half cup of cottage cheese right into the warm oats. It melts in, adds a wonderful richness, and provides that crucial, slow-digesting casein protein. Or the simplest option of all, just have a smaller portion of your oatmeal, prepared the way you love it, alongside your 2 eggs. That way, you're still getting the protein foundation you need, with the comfort food you crave. You are balancing the meal. I had a patient, a wonderful woman named Eleanor, who was truly heartbroken at the thought of giving up her morning ritual. We came up with this exact upgrade plan. She started stirring cottage cheese and a sprinkle of walnuts into her oats. A few weeks later, she told me, "I feel like I got to have my cake and eat it too. I still get the comfort I love, but that shaky feeling I used to get mid-morning, it's just gone." She didn't have to sacrifice. She just had to get smarter about it. If you're an oatmeal lover and this simple trick was helpful for you, please do me a favor and comment upgrade below. It lets me know that this advice is hitting home and helping you find a path that works for your real life. So, as we come to the end of our time together, I want you to think back to the beginning. Remember my patient, Robert? The 72-year-old gentleman who felt shaky, who didn't trust his own legs on the stairs, who was living on what he thought was a healthy breakfast of oatmeal and toast. Today, Robert climbs his stairs without a second thought. He gets down on the floor to play with his grandchildren and stands back up with confidence. He told me not long ago, his eyes bright with a kind of pride that just warms your heart, that he feels steadier and stronger than he has in years. Now, he didn't follow some complicated, expensive diet plan. He didn't have to buy any special powders or join a fancy gym. He just changed his breakfast. That one simple, powerful change sent a new message to his body. A message of strength. And the simple truth is this: your breakfast is your first, best chance each day to send that same message. It's your opportunity to choose strength. It's your chance to tell your body to build, not break down. To heal, not just get by. You have that power. It's not in some far-off gym or a confusing health food store. It's right there in your kitchen, and it starts on your breakfast plate tomorrow morning. As we wrap up, we've explored a new blueprint for morning strength. But knowledge is only powerful when we put it into action. So now, I have one important question for you. What is the one commitment you are making to yourself after watching this video today? It could be as simple as, I promise to try the eggs tomorrow morning, or I will upgrade my oatmeal with cottage cheese. It doesn't have to be a big, dramatic change. The most powerful changes often start small. Please share your personal commitment in the comments below. Reading them inspires me, and more importantly, it creates a community of support that inspires each other to take that first, powerful step. And if you found real value and inspiration in our time together, please show your support by giving this video a like. To ensure you continue on this journey with us and never miss another conversation like this one, hit that subscribe button. It's more than just subscribing. It's joining a community of friends, all dedicated to aging with strength, dignity, and vitality. Finally, think of just one person in your life who needs to hear this message. A spouse, a sibling, a dear friend. Please, share this video with them. It might just be the most important meal you've ever shared. Thank you for being here with me today. Stay strong and stay well.